bass on Labor Day weekend. Too busy out partying, having a good time. I'm gonna play a few tunes and call it good. The reason I'm late is because, well, I don't know. I'll explain it if anybody gives a fuck. Old Bass is a loner. I'm a nobody. I'm a loner. You don't want to get mixed up with a guy like me. Just kidding. I was working on a song, a recording that I have, or just one of my videos that I make. My lo-fi fucking crappy bass videos that I make. But this song that I was working on, I'm so proud of. Like most of the stuff that I post, I think is cool. I mean, I like the stuff that I do. That's why I post it. But I know it's not stuff that most people are gonna latch on to and think is really all that great. But Forever Love, I love you. Thanks for showing up. But the song that I just finished just now, that's the reason I was late starting my show. It's so good. Like I was just like, oh, it's just so good. I just love it. I just like pat myself on the back. I just love it. And the video itself isn't that great. I mean, I might try to do something about that. But the song, it's just perfect, and it's just done so perfectly. I'm just so proud of myself. So I'm gonna post it after I do this live stream. The song's titled "This Close to the Real Thing." I'll play that song right now. But the video, I mean, the version of it that I have on this video that I'm about to post, it's so good. Like I could tell that when I sung the song, I really meant it. You know what I mean? I meant what I was doing. It was like real. And that's what makes good music, in my opinion. That's why there's not a whole lot of good music, because people are using AI, and that's like the furthest thing from real you can get. It's the complete opposite of real. And that's why I listen to music. That's why I like music. That's why I play music, is because it's an expression of your soul. Like it comes out from a deeper place than just verbal communication. It's the kind of communication that you get across without without like facial expressions. It's like when you look in someone's eyes or whatever. It's like you see into their soul. Like when someone is expressing themselves to you, and they're not even like, and it's not normal communication. It's the type of thing that it reaches a deeper level. And a lot of my stuff is silly, but like I'm a pretty silly guy too, you know. But the thing is, like with fake AI music, it doesn't, like when I hear it, like I'm just like, oh God, it's just like it's the most god awful. Like I can't fucking stand it. That's how I feel about it. Like I just fucking hate it. Just so awful. And some of these guys, I mean, I feel bad for them, because sometimes there's people that I like on YouTube that, like, I don't know, like yesterday I was watching Sovereign Soul and Chained Mind. I love that guy. He's great. But he had Harmon on, who I like Harmon also, but that's why I felt bad, because he was like, oh, listen to this song. It's like a Flat Earth song or something. It's like some hip hop, but it's like AI, It's just like, I wasn't the only person that was groaning. But I mean, I like Harmon, and I think he's cool, and I like a lot of things he has to say. But man, I don't know why people think that shit's good. Like the reason I listen to music, or I play music, is because it's deep. Like it expresses something on it. It's like a different form of expression that hits, that touches on different levels of communication, and I think is beautiful. Oh, hey Liz, nice to see you. I'm gonna go ahead and get you all wrenched up. I don't think I've seen you here before. You are now blue. You look strange when you're all naked like that. Okay, there we go. I mean, I'm not saying you look bad naked, but I mean, it's just better to fit in with the crowd or anything. I call it naked when I'm used to seeing you in blue and you show up without blue. I'm like, who the fuck is this? It's an imposter. There we go. So what I was saying is, music that's done by AI is fucking awful. And I strongly discourage. There we go. You know what? I've been thinking about this. It's like, has anybody ever wanted to have a fucking slippery phone? Like, has that ever been something that somebody wanted? We should make the phone slippery. Yeah, that's a great idea. And we'll make them out of glass, so they'll slip and they'll break. It's just so great. It's a great idea. Whoever wanted a slippery fucking phone? Whose idea was that? They should get bitch slapped. Hey, you want to make slippery phones? Well, fucking knock yourself out, but don't fucking... I don't want one. Stop making your phone slippery. It's a stupid idea. It's about as dumb as, like, making music with AI. It's just, like, not very... it's just, like, the opposite of, like, thinking. Like, what would you call that? Or just stupid, I guess, is what you would call the opposite of thinking. I'm trying to figure out how to put this phone somewhere where it won't slide off and break. I'll put it right here, maybe. It's like this balancing act. I'm so high tech. There we go. Is it going to slide and break? No. Looks like it's going to stick around there. All right. And you know what really sucks is like Jaronism. I mean, he sucks, but I mean, but I'm talking about like the music that he's been doing lately. And like I'll still tune into his show sometimes and watch him just to see what levels of depravity he's reached. And it's just bad, because I used to think that guy was pretty cool. And like, what bugged me about him is that when he'd get caught up in like drama, internet drama, and like he would like digress to like this little sniveling little baby, and like it was just it would leave a bad taste in my mouth after watching his show. I'm like, God, snap out of it, man. What's with you, man? And but for the most part, like when I'd watch like a lot of his earlier content, I thought was really good, and it really helped me open my eyes to a lot of things about the world, and I liked it. I thought like he always reminded me of the guy, like something about his approach reminded me of the movie Idiocracy, where there's like this dude, who wakes up in the future and he's just like this average Joe, like kind of less than average intelligence, and and he wakes up in the future where everybody's just been dumbed the fuck down, and they're just like retarded as fuck, and they sound just so stupid, and he's just like this less than average of intelligence guy from our era. And he wakes up in the future and like he turns out he's way above their intelligence level, and he's just like he ends up being this genius that saves the day, And like Jaronism always reminded me of that situation where it's like he's just this guy who was not very bright, or like he didn't strike you as being very like smart, he sounds kind of retarded, and like his voice, like he talks kind of gay and shit, but it's like, but then he would say these things that were like sort of profound, and like sometimes he would really nail it, and I'd be like, well, this guy that doesn't strike you as being all that bright or anything, but like he'll say some shit sometimes that just like, what, wait a minute, why have I never thought of that? And so that's what I liked about him, But then once he then had his Antarctica trip and he got all bitter with everybody and started hating on flat earthers and just, basically just being like totally racist towards flat earthers, just being a prejudiced prick, just like lumping everybody into one little category. You guys are all like this. You're all dumb and you're all mean and you're all stupid, and flat earth makes you a bad person, and just being all like angry and bitter, and the earth is a globe, and just carrying on like that, and just trying really hard to make everybody follow him back to the globe, and and like you know, one of his efforts made in vain was like, I'm gonna start making well, this is what he probably thought to himself, I'm gonna make some AI Glober hip hop music. God, this is the most fucking awful idea ever. Because I mean, I always hated the music that he would make, because it was like, I liked when he got people to actually rap the music. Like he did that a few times. He hired somebody to do the rap, whatever. Like he likes hip hop, I take it, because all his stuff was like usually hip hop. But like he would hire somebody to do the rap, and I would like that. That was good. But like for the most part, he did these AI songs, and it was just like, it has this stench to it. AI music just sucks. It doesn't matter who's doing it. Like it just fucking falls flat every time. It's a robot, It's like robots don't sound good. And but now he's doing AI Glober music, and it's just really poor taste. And it's just like, oh, it's so tacky and just bad, and all every sense of the word bad. It's just, well, it's worse than bad. It's just like, I mean, it ranks low score. It's just like it tanks. His think tank needs more thinking and less tanking. That's my summary of how Jaren's fucking shit's. It just doesn't hit home at all now. Like he used to have some kind of redeemable quality about his content, but now it's just, ouch. It's just, it's just, oh God, why? Okay, enough of that. But my point was, don't use AI to make music or do anything creative for that matter. I mean, you can, but it's like, be creative about how you do it. Like, don't expect the AI to carry the weight. Like don't give it some lyrics and expect it to make some great song. You have to be creative, and then, I mean, I'm not going to ever use AI. I'm just saying, but if you insist on using it, Well, then do it with taste, like just think about it as if you were somebody who just showed up and wanted to hear a song. I can't imagine how people think that music sounds any good. Flatzoid does that too. Like he was making like flat Earth or like biblical flat Earth songs, and it's just so tacky. I mean, they could hire my dumbass, and I'll make a better song than that. But I don't want to sell out, though. That's the thing. I'm not gonna like, I'm not gonna be like your hired gun. How come it doesn't show the chat? Is there anybody here? Oh, there it is. Hey, hell hath no fury like a Jaren scorn. Okay, so hopefully you're agreeing with me, and I'm not like fucking offending anybody. I cleaned out our like fucking. I'd like to show you. It was all deflated and it was all dirty and funky, and I cleaned it out today because it was so fucking hot, and I filled it up with lukewarm water, and it was just so nice, and it's all clean and nice. I've never. Oh well, I'm not trying that hard. Yeah, insert person. Sometimes I try to be like I try to just be like more abstract, like to where it might offend people because they won't get it or something. But I'm not trying to be abstract. It's just that I'm trying to express myself, and I guess it comes across. I think it's definitely abstract, but that's what I like about it because it's gonna make you try to use your brain. I've been writing a lot of stuff lately. I don't know if any of it's any good though. Why don't you go cry me a dry riverbed, fucking crisis actors? Insincerity on full display. Once you see it, it's impossible to see it another way. You understand their playbook. Take one look at their overplayed hand, and the illusion crumbles and falls away, leaving the agenda beneath it all to be seen as plain as day. When the whole entire storyline ticks off all the boxes to fulfill the narratives, it's no coincidence. It's a bipolar psyop. Sprawling anomalies. They get you coming and they get you going too. It's the bipolar psyop. What's this? Terrible parables, unbearable. Terrible parables, unbearable. I can't read my writing. That's what really sucks. Sometimes I write too fast. Unforeseen conundrums, drummed up drama, anomalous, random anagrams, ominous homonyms, the long haul opinio, uncommon phenomena, abominable obelisks, obscene wiener dogs. Whoa, that's offensive. Hot shot, Sasquatch, stopwatch. Whitewashed updraft, Dodge Duster, shutters, mud flutters, fuddruckers, befuddled fuckers. That one was going nowhere fast. Privacy, gone with the window. You have to fight politely in a civil war. The monkey wrench is entrenched. Jack and the stocking beans. No. I hop scotch, whiskey shots in the dark, driven drunk under the table, top heavy, survival of the sickest. That's rich when you. No, that's rich. You all enrich the ritual in which you all resist the. No, wait. That's rich. You all enrich the ritual in which you all resist the residual. I gotta learn to write better. I can't even read my writing. It's a fool's errand trying to hang on to something that's not there anymore. The more you try harder, the more you try, the harder it is to ignore. Fumbling as the phony world around you crumbles like cheap stage props. The illusion glitches and flashes and then just shuts off like a blown fuse when you lose your power. Free from the false facade, closer to God, dust in the wind like the dustification of a World Trade Tower. Leaves you shocked and confused in search of the truth. Regrouping to pre-group. Some of this shit isn't worth repeating out loud. Let's see. I like the bipolar psyop, though. I think that's a song waiting to happen. It's another bipolar psyop. They get you coming and they get you going too. Coming at you from both ends. Control opposition. It's a bipolar psyop. They get you coming and they get you going too. Which one's which? Who is who? Red or blue? Neither of these will do. It's just a bipolar psyop. Cry me a dry riverbed. Fucking crisis actors. Insincere crisis actors. Cry me a dry riverbed. I like that. Cry me a dry riverbed. That's a lyric. I gotta use that. Why don't you cry me a dry riverbed? Or what do they call it? Crocodile tears. Crocodile tears. What rhymes with crocodile? Crocodile. Walk a while in my crocodile boots. Walk a while, walk a mile in my crocodile boots. Go cry me a dry riverbed, you crisis actors. This whole thing that happened recently in I guess it's Minnesota or nowhere in Missouri. I don't know where it happened. Minnesota maybe, where there was like this trans shooter that fucking shot up a church or something in a school. It's like the most horrid, image it puts in your mind. It's just like, but it's one of these stories that ticks all the boxes. Like, okay, like what, it's like, so who's in office? It's a red administration. It's the right side. It's the right and the left. And so we got, okay, so their psyops are going to be like making the blue team look bad. Okay, so it's going to be a trans shooter who shoots a bunch of innocent people, kills a couple kids. The most horrid thing you could possibly imagine happening. It's just the most god awful, just, you know what I mean? It's just so fucking awful. There's no way that words can't even do it justice if it's true. But, the thing is, if you're not an auto hoaxer by now, I mean, where have you been? They're interviewing the kids on the same day that it happened. Like, what parent would allow their kid to get on the news after something like that happened? I'd be like, get the fuck away, man. This is like, this just fucking ruined my kid's life. And it just, everybody's, I mean, like, get your cameras out of here. I mean, like, they think they're like, I don't know, it doesn't hit, like, when something's true and it just rings true and you see evidence of it, like, there's a kid talking about, oh yeah, he started shooting, he shot my buddy. Like, some kid was talking about how his buddy got shot in the back. He's probably going to be okay. He's in the hospital. And he's just like, no signs of like distress on the kid's face. He's like, I mean, it's just some kid, and like talking about his friend getting shot up at the, it just doesn't ring true. It doesn't look like something that was real. But I mean, it's just so fucking, it's impossible to imagine what that would be like. But I'd imagine there'd be like, I'd imagine there wouldn't be kids being interviewed on TV the same day that it happened. That doesn't seem like a realistic situation to me. Like, if my kid made it through something like that, God forbid anything like that ever happened. But I'm just saying, like he's coming home, and he's staying home, and he's not going to talk to any news. We want nothing to do with the aftermath of this. This is just, you know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine wanting to put your kid on TV after something like that. Am I just being weird or something? I don't know, man. I just, because I love my kid, and I wouldn't want to. He's already been through enough. Like in that case, I mean, it's like, what in the hell? And it's just traumatizing all of us. It's like, if it really happened, I mean, yeah, I guess we need to know about it or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, it just ticks all the boxes. It's like this trans shooter who's like, he wrote his. There was always like a manifesto, like these. And it was written in Cyrillic, like the Russian alphabet, like this guy, he's like 23 years old, and he can write fluently in Cyrillic, like a different alphabet. He's like from Minnesota or whatever. He's just some kid, and like he learned the Cyrillic alphabet, and he wrote this huge manifesto, but none of it has like it's all like pretty lame shit, and none of it has any depth to it. Or he doesn't even sound like he's tormented or anything. I mean, he's like, I mean, it's just all the information is just bad. It's like a poorly written script. Like it doesn't seem like real life shit to me at all. And whatever, God help save my soul for being like cynical or like being like like fucking quick to disbelieve something that if something that tragic really did happen, I mean, God already knows where my heart's at. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's like obviously most people are gonna be like totally just like it's shocking, but like once you've been around the block enough and you've seen enough of this shit where it's like the story doesn't check out, it just and there's just too many things that are lining up with it, like this. I think it's called Gideon or something like that. It's like Gideon. I think that might be what it's called. It's like they're giddy about it. It's like Gideon. I think that might be what it's called. It's like this full-on surveillance they're putting in on the internet now, where it's going to be like pre-crime. We're gonna be able to catch this kind of thing before it happens from now on. It's like we're using this software. We're going to go on and we're going to like scour the internet and everybody's social media. And it's going to be constantly watching everything everybody says all the time, so we can stop this shit before it happens. It's like, okay, more power to you. Great, you know. Great. I'm fucking stoked about that. Like, if all this shit was real and true, I mean, like, I'm not, like, whatever, like, but the thing is, that even if it was true and what they're doing, if they really have good intentions with this software they're going to put on there and, like, fucking scour the internet constantly looking for people that might be a threat, even if all that shit's true and their intentions are good and the event was real, God forbid that being real, but if it was, let's just say all this shit is at face value. Are we to think that like that software won't be abused and that we won't end up being fucked with by it? Like innocent people won't end up being fucked with by it, to an alarming degree where it's like you're gonna have like armed people show up at your house. Like you just said something on YouTube about, you know, you said the word kill or something, and I was just kidding, next thing you know, you're getting hauled off to the fucking feds or whatever, interrogated and strip searched, and we're just trying to keep everybody safe. Sure. While you're busy dropping bombs on people, Like these are the same people that are busy fucking dropping bombs on people. And they're worried about everyone's safety. Like it doesn't check out. None of it checks out, I mean, if you really cared about people's safety, then why don't you stop dropping bombs on people? I think Trump just broke a record. He's dropped more bombs in Africa than it. I think he broke his own record or something. These guys that like, next time I hear a fucking guy running for president that's touting, that's like trying to champion like peace, dude, like Trump. I mean, come on, the guy's obsessed with power and money. Is that not obvious? Like he's obsessed with power and money, right? That's just what came off the top of my head. But that's obviously what he is, right? He's obsessed with power and money. That's what anybody would fucking agree with me on that. So clearly he's not going to be the champion of peace, because peace has nothing to do with either of those. War does. I mean, someone who's obsessed with money is going to it's the perfect guy for the job, right? To be like, these fucking like defense contractors and whatever, it's obviously big money. Here's what I think we should do. Every citizen in the country, next time there's an election, I think you can pencil your own name in. You can vote for yourself. I think maybe there might be some states that don't let you do that, but I'm pretty sure you can go write your own name in if you want. I say that we all vote for ourselves next time. Every single fucking person that votes. Vote for yourself. Because then you know what will happen? It's a tie. And it'll be a tie between every motherfucker that voted. So, it'll seem like some strange anomaly. We got to do it again. It's a tie. But they'll keep getting the same tie because we're just putting our foot down. Everybody pencils their own name in, so it's a tie, and it's a tie between every person in the country that voted or whatever. So, and if it just keeps happening like that, we'll send the message of like, we want our power back, and you guys can kick rocks because nobody voted for you, and it's a tie between every person in the country. So we hereby usurp our power back, how it was supposed to be in the first place, by the people, for the people. So now we're all on equal footing. We're all president, and you guys can kick rocks because nobody voted for you. We voted for ourselves. We all want our power back, and that's it. And we'll just continue like that from there on out. It'll be poetic. It'll just be this moment in history where, like, we've put our foot down. We just, you know what? We're not going to vote for these people anymore. They don't deserve our stamp of approval. They're not worthy. They're dark people. They have their hands in dirty business. They might not be the ones, you know, doing the deeds, but they're the grease in the wheels, or they're the the fuse on the dynamite. Speaking of dynamite, it's interesting that dynamite was invented in the year 1867, allegedly, right before every major city in this country was left a pile of rubble. It's interesting. Like, dynamite's invented, and then every city in this country was reduced to a pile of rubble, as if a bomb went off. The Great Fire of Chicago, the Great Fire of San Francisco, the Great Fire of San Diego, the Great Fire of Nevada, the Great Fire of fucking Phoenix, the Great Fire of New York, the Great Fire of Boston, fucking the Great Fire. Notice how they're all great fires? Like, there's something about it that was just great, apparently. It's the kind of fire that leaves masonry buildings a pile of rubble. That's a great fire. You know what? If you look into it, you'll find out that they use dynamite in these great fires in an attempt to make a fire break. That's what this story is. They admit to using dynamite to make fire breaks. And they'll even go so far as to admit that it didn't work and it only created more fire and more damage. But did that stop them from trying it in every fucking city? Nope. So that's why you see a pile of rubble in these pictures. They're like, look at the aftermath of this great fire of, whatever, pick a city. They all had great fire. So in the 1800s, we're busy building these immaculate buildings, these incredible, like, the architecture. The people that could build in the 1800s were highly skilled. Might have been some, like, wild, wild west shit going on, but they knew how to build some fucking cathedrals and shit, no problem. Capitol buildings with these fucking domes and flying buttresses and all this fucking crazy ass Romanesque. People really knew their shit back then. But then it would burn down. And then they'd have to build it again. And they're busy building these immaculate fucking highly just detailed, these beautiful, like, works of art, and then they'd burn and fall apart, and then they'd build them again. And they're busy doing that, and the gold rush was happening, so they're busy, like, traveling across the entire country in horse and wagon, and, like, while they're busy building these cathedrals and these capitol buildings, and they're burning down and they're rebuilding them, and they're doing all that, and then the world fairs, they're like busy building these huge fucking, these multiple acres of, like, fucking massive. Apparently there was, like, faux construction, but it looked pretty good. I mean, the story doesn't really check out, but it's like they're busy doing. They really happened. These world fairs really happened. I mean, in my opinion, they obviously did. But it's like, as far as what the real story is going on with all that, I think they were using that as a cover to, like, tear down a bunch of shit. They'd build a bunch of faux stuff, and then they'd tear down all the faux stuff and some of the other stuff. It's like sneaky little sleight of hand. But, like, they're busy doing all these world fairs in every state. Every major city had these world fairs, and there's, like, massive massive undertaking, and every city and every state had them. There's these fucking incredible world fairs. Millions of people from all around the world would flock to these. I don't know how everybody around the world managed to know about these. I mean, will you send, like, a fucking pigeon across the Atlantic? How do they fucking get the word out? I mean, it wasn't. And we didn't even have, like, I don't think there was, like, intercontinental, like, communications, and maybe there was. There had to have been, I guess. At any rate, I mean, these world fairs, I mean, that was a major undertaking. So they're busy building all these crazy buildings and burning them down and rebuilding them. And then the World Fairs, and they're busy building all of that and then tearing them all down. And the Gold Rush and the whatever, the Lewis and Clark, they're exploring oh yeah, and the Civil War. Oh yeah, we had a Civil War while we're at it. Oh, brother. You have to fight politely in a civil war. We have to be civil about this war. You got to fight polite. And they're all like, did they have their marching drums during that war? Like, what was the war? I think that was a revolution, or the Revolutionary one. They had like little marching bands and shit. All right, sorry, my show sucks. I'll shut up. I'm gonna play some songs. Oh man, I'm just saying the 1800s are kind of like weird. They strike me as being like really crazy. So much shit happened, and it's just like all the infrastructure, all the stuff that we're busy utilizing today. I mean, not all of them. I mean, I've seen highways getting built and cities getting built. I'm just saying the stuff that was there. That's allegedly the time when we were like building our country, and it was busy blowing up and burning down and being rebuilt while they're doing these world fairs and while they're doing the gold rush and while they're having a civil war. I mean, it gets to be kind of like overwhelming. There should be some history class that just focuses strictly on the 1800s and just gets into all the nitty gritty, like the sheer impossibility of the whole fucking thing. Where are they sourcing all their fucking masonry for these like Capitol dome buildings and it? Where's the blueprint? Like, how is it all uniform across the whole? They're not all built by the same. Who are the people that built them? You know who the architect is apparently, but they don't know the people who built them. Like, where did all that skill come? Where are they going to school? Where are they learning? Where are they? How in the fuck did this happen? I mean, if you ever go inside a Capitol building and you actually look at the logistics of building something like that, it's like the fucking, you know what kind of engineering you need to have, like, understood to be able to, like, suspend fucking tons of heavy masonry up in the air. Like, I mean, it's not child's play. You don't just, like, stumble into a job like that. I mean, you need to have experience. I mean, it takes very, very skilled people to do something like that. And it's just incredible that we're supposed to believe that it all played out the way they say it did. I don't believe it. There's some parts of the story missing. Is all I'm saying. Like, who built them? You can tell me the architect, who engineered it. Like, who are the people? They just tell you the architect, and they built this in 2 years. Like, no, they didn't. San Francisco City Hall. They say they built that in 2 years. Have you been there? There's no fucking way that place was built in 2 years. There's no fucking way. If you ever go inside that building, no fucking way. That is just a lie. Yeah. This close to the real thing is never enough. It's close to the real thing, but it's still just a bluff. I don't know how I ever fell for that stuff, but now on me I need to see something with real substance I can sink my teeth into and chew. And you should know that in this world nothing is free. And when it is, it's you that's for sale. Don't fail to see the irony when it's this close to the real thing. It will never surpass the real thing. Baby, do you know where that real thing is at? Do you know where that real thing is at? This close to the real thing is all we're gonna get. It's close to the real thing, but it's still just a crock of shit. I know they steal the real and give us back this fake and tell us this is all it will take, when in fact it's never enough. I'll call their bluff, 'cause I know that this won't do, and it's not true. It's close, but it will never surpass the real thing. Baby, do you know where that real thing is at? Do you know where that real thing is at? Where that real thing goes. On the other end of a gun. How's that go? Like, on the other end of the gun, the pressure's on now. The chance to run has done come and gone. On the other end of the gun, there is someone who wants to use you to do what they need to get done. On the other end of a gun. That song isn't, it's not completed. I haven't fully written that one. Some of the stuff I was working on, what was that? What was it? I always draw a blank. I'm like, I'm gonna play some songs, and I forget what it was I wanted to play. Well, ain't that a fine? How do you do? Ugh. Traveling, there's someplace I got to go. Traveling, somewhere far from you, far from anyone that we both know. It's just time to start again. Let go and get my grip. Back in touch with what's in front of me. Pull yourself together. There is someone that you have to be. Hell and back didn't seem like that far, but it was far enough for me. Never will forget the things that at the time I didn't even see. Now it's all in front of me. I will lose myself and find everyone else. Try to tie it all together and make sense of this life. And the reasons I try keep us tied together. Looking back on the world I knew, it seemed like there was more I was going to do. And I was young. Now I'm alone out here, just lost with everyone. Well, somewhere tie it together and make sense of my life and try to keep it together. I feel like we all could be a lot more satisfied with the way we live around each other. People, you know you've got to travel sometimes to figure out if you're alright. But I'll see you on the other side. Yeah, so long, goodbye. I'm gone, but I'm only traveling. I'm only traveling, traveling, traveling. So long, goodbye. I'm gone, but I'm only traveling. I'm just a traveling, unraveling. I'm traveling, I'm babbling, I'm unraveling this tangled up mess in my mind. Okay, here we go. That's right, okay. You better act fast, jackass, last chance to hammer in the brass tacks. No time for lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging, asshole, acting like a maniac. You better act fast, jackass, last chance to hammer in the brass tacks. No time for lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging, asshole, acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bug out bag, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around, cause this whole thing's gonna come down, that's right. Act fast, jackass, last chance to hammer in the brass tacks. No time for lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging, asshole, acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bug out back, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around, cause this whole thing's gonna come down, that's right. Act fast, jackass, last chance to hammer in the brass tacks. No time for lagging, nagging, bragging, dragging, asshole, acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bug out bag, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around, cause this whole thing's gonna come down, that's right. And we will see who's laughing when the place starts collapsing in a free for all. Anything can happen when the ship goes down, so does the captain. Wherever you are is where you'll be stuck, yeah, when this place goes belly up. Better have yourself a damn good plan when the shit hits a fan. Now when the going gets tough, you better be clever enough, you gotta know what the fuck to do. You're gonna run amok, or let the muck run you. You gotta act fast, jackass, last chance to hammer in the brass tacks. No time for nagging, nagging, bragging, nagging, ass, or acting like a maniac. Do you wonder why exactly I'm explaining that? Just consider the fact that once you grab your bug out back, there isn't gonna be a way to turn back around, cause this whole thing's gonna come down, that's right. The whole thing's gonna come down, okay? Said the whole damn thing is gonna come down. Yeah, shit. People still here? Thank you, Forever Love. You better act fast. Jackass. Last chance to hammer in the brass tacks. been the ruin of many poor boys. Lord, I know I'm one. I know I'm one. I know I'm one. Well, my mother was a tailor. She sewed my new blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans. New Orleans, New Orleans. Well, the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase in their trunk. And the only time he's satisfied is when he's on a drunk, on a drunk, on a drunk, on a drunk. Now, mothers, tell your children not to do what I have done. I'm going back to New Orleans to join the rising sun, the rising sun, rising sun, the rising sun. There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun. It's been the ruin of many poor boys. Lord, I know I'm one. I know I'm one. I know I'm one. I know I'm one. The crickets is my favorite part. I say I lost my audience. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap it up then. Oh, is there people here? Is anybody in there? Hello, is anybody there? It said 0 for a second. I can't have 0. I just feel too insecure. I need to get some drink. I don't know if anybody is in there. Anybody in there? Is anybody in this thing? Hello. Is there anybody in there? I'm just gonna grab my drink. Be back in like less than 20 seconds. 9 Mississippi pickle. 10. Oh, I needed that. Crickets are awesome. They call it a symphony, or it's an orchestra, I think. It's an orchestra or symphony. You know how they have like, there's like an eclipse of moths. Okay, now everybody's gone. Okay, now I don't have to continue this fucking joke. Since everybody left, I'm leaving too. But I love you guys.